for joining today, Season 1, Episode 1 of At My Sister's House Talk Show. I'm your host, Sister Fatimah, and I welcome you here to my house, in my living room with my sisters, where we're going to do the first episode of this talk show. I just want to say, first of all, thank you for joining us. I'm excited, I'm nervous, but I'm thrilled at the same time. So I want to start off, before we get started, with introducing my sisters that's here. So I'm going to start right here to my right. This is Sister Jesscia Muhammad of Muhammad Ma's number 1. I have Sister Zora Muhammad of Muhammad Ma's number 1. And lastly, my sister, our sister, Sister Terrilyn Muhammad, again of Muhammad Ma's number 1. Thank you, sisters, so much for accepting my invitation.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I've been talking about this for a long time, and we're here. So I'm excited. So again, thank you. Today we're going to look at true sisterhood, how we define it, how we see it. By Allah's permission, we've all been in the ranks different amount of times, and I would love for you to share that as well. But in the ranks, we have what we know is one of the greatest sisterhoods ever.
Yeah.
How do you see the sisterhood? How do you define true sisterhood? And just to kick it off, I have a definition. So I went to Webster. And Webster's definition is the relationship between sisters, kind of general. And then the second definition was an association, society, or community of women linked by common interest, religion, or trade. Again, to me, a very general, broad definition. Walking in a sisterhood, I think, is a little more detailed, a little more relatable than that. But how do you see it? We can start, Sister Terrilyn. How would you define sisterhood?
Well, the definition of sisterhood can be so broad and yet so personal.
Yeah.
Coming into the ranks of my number 1 is the automatic sisterhood. So it's automatic things that you have to do as a sister. As you grow into the ranks, then you have friendship sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
And so we could a lot of times you can be sisters, but all the time you're not friends. You're not enemies, but you're not friends. So you have people you have more in common with on a personal level, and then you have it on a broad level where we all must do this as a sisterhood. But for me, the greatest decision that I ever made is coming into the ranks of the sisterhood. So for me to be able to accept my own and become myself through my sisterhood has been the greatest decision that I've ever made. I have not had a sisterhood greater than ours.
Yeah.
We don't even have to know each other, but when we in trouble, we're there. We get a call, we're there. I've never had that before, not even in my own family as sisterhood. And then to make it better, even if you have a friend that you can go out with, laugh with, share things with, and never hear it again. So the bonus is sisterhood and friend. That's even a better bonus for me.
When you said friend, it reminded me of the Holy Quran when it says that the believers are friends of one another.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the bonus. It's like it's the thing not stated. Because there's, you think of the world's way of looking at a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And this is even a bonus to that. Because I know you're my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're a believer, you're also my friend.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So that's what that reminded me of. Sister Zora, when you hear sisterhood, and you've been in the ranks how long?
Oh, since 1979.
Wow. A long way.
Yes, a long way.
So now you come in. You have biological sisters as well.
And I have a great personal family.
Right.
So it was easy for me to build on what I already knew in family because my family is a good family. But when you come into the ranks, one of the words that you used when you looked up Webster's was the link And in our sisterhood, we're all linked because we follow the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the God who came to raise us and tell us we're sisters.
Right.
So there is no greater sisterhood than the sisters that are linked to the God that created us all. So there is no better sisterhood, you know, and I have friends who are in sororities and stuff, and I go sometimes. I support them, and I applaud them because of the good things they do and how they try and look out for each other. But I will tell them in a minute, there is no greater sisterhood than the MGT and the GCC and the Nation of Islam. One of the principles that we're taught, we want for our brothers and sisters what we want for ourselves. And like Sister Terry said, it doesn't matter if we know you or not. If you're in the sisterhood and I find out something is wrong, it is incumbent upon me to help you if I'm in a position to do that. Because I want for you what I want for myself. But over the years that I've been in the nation, I've seen sisters have come to my aid when I have needed them. And I have tried to do the same because it's not just wanting for them what you want for yourself, but we want to look out for each other, care for each other, provide for each other when we can. So it's the greatest sisterhood there is.
Praise be to Allah. Praise be to. And that's so true because that's Savior's Day. We see each other and we don't necessarily know all the face. Sometimes I see a face I've seen before and I'm just as excited to see her again. And I don't know her name. I don't know what city she's from. I see her before. It's Happy Savior's Day. I don't know head or tail. But I know that's my sister over there. So I get that. I agree with that. Sister Jesscia. So I have to say, all of you are so important to me. All of you. Sister Terrilyn has been my sister and my friend for over 30 years now. Sister Zora taught me how to cook. I don't know if you know that. So all the compliments I get is because of Sister Zora. But I literally came in the ranks and I could not cook. I didn't know how to cook at all. And Sister Zora would take us in the kitchen. And on Sundays, you helped us learn different things. And Walantha and some of the other sisters. And I thank a lot for that. That taught me so much. And Sister Jesscia, day one. She already know what I'm going to say.
Yes.
Day one, Sister Jesscia walked up to me. She gave me her home number, her work number, her mama home number, her beeper number.
Her beeper.
I'm dating us now, her beeper number. And I walked away because I'm a lost spot thinking, why did she give me all these? Who is she? What is wrong with her? Does she need friends? And she was the first officer at that time, Sister Andrea, who we have to give a special shout out. Sister Andrea was our sister captain at the time. And over the years, she has given me some of the best advice that I have stood on and been able to travel around this country and stand on what you have guided. And I always know, you know that Gladys Knight song, if anyone ever write my life story, you'll be in every chapter. So I thank a lot. So your definition, how do you see, because you were born in this.
I was born in the nation as I guess it'll be telling my age anyway. I say we look good.
That's right.
Yeah, 66, okay. My father and mother were members and followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Wow.
And I have 8 brothers and sisters by my mother and father, and then I also have step brothers and sisters and half brothers and sisters. I got a very large family. And to this day, I thank them for bringing me into this and introducing me to this. And when you talk about sisterhood, this has been and is the greatest blessing that anybody could ask for. When you can walk into a room and know that everybody in that room, in regards to like MGT class, you have a connection to.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a bonding, a weaving that you have. So when I think of sisterhood with them, it's awesome. I have blood sisters. So like I said, I have a very large family, and I have some closeness with my sisters, but I also have a closeness with my sisters of the faith. Is as you know, sometimes we like to say sisters of the faith, and some you do develop a deeper sense of belonging with them, but it doesn't mean that you don't belong to the whole class. We belong to a whole. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you're a part of me. You're a part of me. All of you all have been there. When you talk about Sister Zora, Sister Zora, when of course after the nation came back, I was reintroduced back through my mother. At that time, my mother and father were divorced, but my mother brought us back. And Sister Zora was there. So she was there. I was a young teen at this time. Okay, I was aware. But they took us under their arm. I remember her sister Zora, Sister Maria, Athenia. At that time, Sister I was Majida now. That's all I know is Majida.
That's right. Sister
Letha, took us all under their wings as young people and helped us to develop the sister bond that we have to this day. You know, and there's not, well, let me say this. There are a lot of sisters in the mosque that have been there for a long time. And I am so thankful for that type of bond. And even the new sisters coming in, showing them love and creating that bond. It's like an ever living friendship all the time. You know what I'm saying? You have an opportunity to develop these new friendships and sisters and love. So friendship to me and sisterhood to me is in the mosque. I couldn't ask for anything better. I could not ask for anything better. The love that you all give and the belonging that you feel with that. So I am thankful.
You know, can I add?
Yes.
Because we talk about our mosque and the sisterhood here, but a lot of us travel.
Yes.
I don't know any place I can go where I don't have a sister.
That's right.
And I travel a lot. And when I go to other places, I go to MGT. And I treat my sisters in Memphis and California and Milwaukee and just like I treat my sisters here because we're all related. We're all one family. And it was interesting. I was driving back. My son and I brought a truck, and I was driving back from Florida with this truck. And we have a prayer line. And we have sisters in Jacksonville and Atlanta. And so what they said, if you have any problem, you know you got family here. If you got any problem, you know you got family here. Just call us if you need anything. And Alabama ain't even on the way.
See?
Alabama, another sister. Well, you know we can feed you. This is more than just the Detroit or the mosque here. This is a nation of women.
Connected.
And that's one of the things you see at Savior's Day. So you hear the sisters with the accents from London or Belize or the islands, and you hear and you see our family growing on so many scales, nationalities, and the whole 9 yards. But let me ask you this, with you all speaking on the sisterhood, and we know it's a great love for the sisterhood. What would you say is a unifying principle or a unifying point that we all stand on, the foundation of the sisterhood that brings us in and connects us as one sisterhood?
Fatimah Muhammad, who established this class for us. You know, it was established by God Himself for us, to bring us back to who we really are. Second self with God, co-creator.
Yes.
That's the unifying force for me.
Yeah.
We all believe in the God that came to set this class up for us. So it's important to us.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that would be my statement of our unifying. And so now we walk with his man.
Yes.
That's right.
His man on the planet.
Right.
And if you look at all the scriptures, God always has one man.
Mhm.
So you have to be able to identify that one man, because that's his whole MO throughout the scriptures. He
Yes.
raised one man. So today you need to say, well, who is that?
Right.
Well, we know.
Right.
It's the Honorable Minister
The
Louis
Louis
Farrakhan.
Farrakhan. Right.
So
Yes.
that's the
Praise.
principle.
And even to add to that, and that umbrella, and even how we carry ourselves, how we look, how we dress, we can recognize one another. One of the things coming home from California, I always have a thing about flying. I'm not scared, but I don't want to be stuck in the airport for days. So I said, I'm wearing mine modest.
Right.
Because if I'm at the airport and something happens and it's a Muslim there, they're going to know me by what I have on.
Yes.
And if anything happens and the Muslims see me from our nation, I'm talking about our Muslims.
Right.
And I said, they have on my D-modest. I can make a phone call somewhere. And,
I'm identifiable.
I'm identifiable.
Right.
So I said, I want my D-modest there, washed it, and wore it back. So just in case something happened in the airport. And I'm saying that to say is how we look, how we carry ourselves, to be able to identify one another with our tams, our hair, our garments. And now we even getting a whole wardrobe to say we never have to let the world dress us.
Right.
We always
Exactly.
that's Muslim, or they're affiliated
Right.
when they have on our garment anywhere.
Right.
Anywhere.
Absolutely.
So that was one of the things that that it had me like, wow, made me realize how every day I fall in love with our nation more and more.
And more.
And it's just the little things like that. We got our own wardrobe now.
Right.
We can identify each other. So we either go there. We know where to go. So
Yeah.
that's what it was.
That unifying for me is what both of you have said already, is that love, that bonding, that I can identify you.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
I know how you believe. So if I have something to say, I know that there's an affinity there. And it doesn't matter whether you're from Detroit or from whatever, I can have a conversation with you and I can feel comfortable with you. That's the unifying, and all of that is connected because of our class, because Allah came in the person of Master Fatimah Muhammad and said, you are my woman.
Yeah.
We're the woman of God. And when you carry yourself that way, each of us have that in us, and knowing that we're the woman of God, that's the connecting that we have. And that's how we're going to relate to each other, like the woman of God. I'm not going to relate to you just any old kind of way. So I know that I can sit down and talk with you and not feel that I'm going to be treated any other way than as the woman of God and as a sister.
And it's funny saying that, because in the world, we have a tendency to say things like, I don't get along with females. That's why I got male friends. I don't really get along. Women can be messy. And we hear all of these negative connotations when it comes to women and relationships. And then yet and still we are sitting here saying how God has blessed us with a training unit. So I want to give some clarity for those tuning in who may not know. When we speak about the training units, we're speaking specifically about the MGT and GCC training units, the class given to us by Master Fatimah Muhammad to the women and girls of North America, and now all over the planet Earth, that we're spreading it. Now, in that, we have 7 training units. Is there a particular training unit that stands out for each of you? Because you seem that master. I'm sitting here with some that mastered all 7. I'm like a good spade hand. I got 5 and 2 possible. I'm working on.
Let me share with you, because it's when you say you mastered everyone, I just say all praises due to Allah that you see it that way. I am still striving in all of my units. I love cooking.
Yes.
I've had some good trainers and instructors. My mom you know. So I mean, and just our training itself has given us the perfect foundation for us to learn to be and master all of our units. So even from sewing, I mean, I love to sew, and from the cleaning, even cleaning, you know, seriously, even
sanitizing, cleaning,
the art, I'm gonna say during pandemic, Allah allowed a lot to develop in each of us. And art was one of the ones that came out for me. I mean, and it's taken on a whole nother thing, you know. So people who I may bake or cook for, they're like, well, make juice for. They're like, well, where's my? Well, I'm right now in my art mode. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so I'll get to the baking. Call me if you want something, and just give me enough time. You know, so all of that is just awesome. You know.
So, and to everyone listening in, we have a show that airs every Monday in the Spotlight, where we'll be looking at MGTs and their businesses. This sister's artwork will be in the spotlight. So what she's speaking of, you will hear more about. So would you say the arts and the at home and abroad aspect?
The at home and abroad, I would definitely say, is a great aspect of love for me. All of my units are though, but.
Now, Sister Zora, I would say the one you have mastered is cooking. Now, that's for me coming to your house, sitting down, and getting my grub on. You know,
I wonder if our audience know what our units are.
Oh,
yeah.
Excellent.
How to take care of your house. Yes. You know, as you get older, you may have mastered them at one point.
Right.
It changes. So now I'm looking for somebody to teach, and I'm gonna be you can use my house. But no, my house is always presented to your listening audience. My house is always presented.
Yes.
You can never come to my, because that's one thing that I want to say about being a member of this class. You not only want to be, you want to be a reflection. So your sisters can say what you say. You know, you can come to Zora's house, and I have to be a reflection of that, not just for me.
Right.
Because we're all examples. Once one Muslim says or does anything, according to the world, is all of us.
Yes.
So we need to be good reflections all the time.
Yes.
So how to take care of your house, how to take care of your children. I was blessed. My children turned out all right. No thanks to me. Thank you a lot. But as you learn better, you do better.
Right, absolutely.
How to take care of your husbands. I've been married 23 years.
Praise be
a long way
by. How to sew, cook, and in general, how to act at home and abroad. Those are our units. You know, I've tried over the years, but after you master them or get them down pat enough, then you can go on to do other things. That's what Sister Jessia's artwork is so important. It's so beautiful.
Right.
And that's another thing that I think the audience needs to know. We uplift one another.
Yes.
We always uplift one another.
Yes.
So that's why we're here with our beautiful sister here. Her beautiful home. She had a beautiful idea. And we want to uplift her and help her accomplish whatever her goals and dreams are.
Thank you.
So as far as the units are concerned, I have done my best with all of them.
Yes.
You know, and then I've moved on to other things. You know, I'm in business, several of them. But before I could get there, I had to raise my children.
Right.
I had to make sure my house is always presentable, take care of my husband so he wouldn't leave me. So those are our units, and I've tried to. I had a cooking show.
I was just about to ask you about that.
Yeah, I haven't done it lately. You know, I'm getting a little older. I really kind of want to retire. I'm working on that.
I don't think that word
It's
such
a
vocabulary.
But the cooking show was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What I was trying to do is help us get to mastering 1 meal a day.
Okay.
And we did really, really good. Our sister with the heart issue, Sister Rita, she's done so well.
Praise be to
with
Allah.
changing her diet and getting to 1 meal a day. And so I guess the book is on Amazon. Healthy for Life Masterclass. If you
Okay.
follow how to eat to
Amazon.
live,
Mhm.
if you follow how to eat to live, you will be healthy for life.
Mm-hmm.
So even though my book contains recipes and menus, so you can know how to plan what to buy, what to do.
Exactly.
But the book that everybody should have is How to Eat
How
to
to Eat to
Live,
Live,
books
1
1 and 2.
Yeah.
which I have up here behind me on the bookshelf. So we'll show that as well in this segment. But again, I thank a lot for your example.
Mhm.
And you make it fun in learning the 7 training units. And you're right, because then the at home and abroad covers the arts. And you are a beautiful singer. A songbird is what I was gonna say. And you are able to have that at home and abroad. It covers so many
things.
It covers so many gamuts. Sister Terrilyn, if one particular training unit stood out for you, which one is it?
And that's really hard because they all just coincide with one another so easily. So one of the things that I learned is how to rear your children and cooking, because you gotta feed them right and they gotta be right. But it was at first, you come in, you listen to it, everything it was like, I wouldn't say harsh, but you learn a balance. So I have, I have 3 children, 2 which are very, very conscious and very involved in the nation, and I love that. But how to rear your children, for me, it was
especially with that, how to give birth to a God.
Exactly. And in the world and what they challenges and they're facing and what they watch on TV, it was hard to balance it at first because it was the world has such a pull on our baby.
Oh, yeah.
It has such a pull on our baby. So you have to replace it with things that they love. And one of the things where I know they love dancing, and I know, during the African dance, and sometimes it's something that you had to have conflict with, but you say, just cover when you dance. It helped them develop to the wonderful daughters that I have today. And
Praise be to
and
they
cooking
are
the bean
wonderful.
soup. When I first came in, I tasted Sister Mary's bean soup.
Oh,
I thought
may
it
Allah
was
be
just,
pleased
and that
with
was,
her.
I'm not gonna, when you grow up, you be like, did Aunt such and such make that? I ain't eat nobody but
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're sure we still have some of those people like that today.
So Sister Mary was that for me. Like, I don't want nobody else bean soup. It was so good. I didn't want to taste another. Then it'd be nasty. Then I'd be turned off. And it was Sister Maria Benign put it. And then one day they took me over Sister Zora house. Why did they do that? It was Sister Rita, Sister Sylvia.
All the kids with her. Yes.
Took me over Sister Zora house. When I tell you, I have never felt somebody that was so warm, and that's one thing about our sisterhood. We make everybody feel so comfortable.
Yes.
Zora was the first sister house that I went over. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know
And
that.
she said, then she told me to go upstairs and get something.
Yeah, she makes you feel real at home when you come to the house. Look, I got some shirts down there that need ironing. This is a t-shirt. I'll pay you. You remember? I remember that.
On my first day.
Yes. I remember I learned ironing.
So I'm looking like, okay. So I had to go in the kitchen. I guess I was one of the youngest ones. I became a servant. But when I tell you the warmth that I have, oh my God, it was amazing. How we are with one another. So she had made some farina bread, some bean soup, and lamb. I didn't know nothing about lamb. And wow, that barbecue lamb. Oh my goodness. So it was so amazing. And it's just been my life ever since. You have bumps and bruises, you this and that. But when I tell you that Islam is the way of life, it has become a way. Like your circle gets smaller, your language grows. So now when I'm at abroad, my language is, good morning, sis. And I don't care who you are, you're my sister. You're my brother. You'll find, you open the door. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sister. Your language grows. Your vocabulary gets better. Your spirit gets better no matter what. You bring sunshine to other people.
Yes.
You don't know what what good morning sis do for somebody.
Oh,
You just
absolutely. A
have
smile and a good greeting.
Yes. You can't get past that. So this again has been just the greatest decision I ever made.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest. So all praises
change
to
it.
Allah. Zora Muhammad knew.
You know, and I wouldn't change it.
I wouldn't change it.
I wouldn't change it.
You said something when you said about saying the word sister, and we'll even make it broader and say brother or sister. You know, that's what Master Farad brought us.
Mm-hmm.
That right there was one of the greatest blessings. And it was one of the first blessings he gave us, introducing us and saying to each other, brother and sister. Mm-hmm. We didn't even know the language. We didn't even relate. And even to this day, there are times I can say, thank you, brother. Mm-hmm. And it's that look.
That look right. Like, oh, she called me brother.
Thank you, sis, so much. Whoa. And it's that one word, and we seen it go through stages, because at one point in the 60s, it's that black power, and brother and sister was everywhere. And now we kind of gotten away from it as a community as whole, but every time they hear it, it's
like
something
cracking
about
an egg.
They know and they connect to it. It's not disagreeable. Even the most ignorant of us in our lack of knowing will still accept it, even if they put up a little, I ain't your brother, oh, you my brother. It's only so far you can go with that argument, because at the end of the day, we're connected. We are connected. I thank Allah so much for allowing me to come through those doors 30-something years ago. And I remember when I came here, I couldn't wait. I was in orientation with Sister Letha at that time, Sister Majida now. And every time I come in, Mosque number 1, orientation was right here. And all the sisters register going down there. So I'm trying to look back like, what y'all doing in there? And then the door closed. So I only hear so much, and then the door closed. And I kept thinking, well, how long I got to stay here before I can go in there? And finally, it came time I could go in there. And I sat there so proudly. I think I smiled the whole first day I was there, just like, I'm in here with you all. And the journey has been, my favorite word, phenomenal. And like you said, it doesn't mean every day has been the best day. There's been ups, there have been downs. There's been days I've cried. There's days I shout. There's days I feel just sitting in class with tears, because these are my sisters.
Because that's the sister.
And I'm grateful, because the days that I cried, there was a sister there to help me wipe my tears. On the days I laughed, I have some. Sister Terry and I could sit there and just laugh. I don't even know if we even know what the other one laughing about. She starts, I start. Now we just sitting there laughing. Now to everybody else, they just can't wait to get next to us. We don't even know what we giggling about. It just was funny in the moment. It was just, that moment was funny to us. Don't even know. But I think a lot. I have that. I've never in 30-something years had a lonely moment. I have been blessed. I have biological sisters who I absolutely love. And I have to give a special shout out to my oldest sister, who is my biggest cheerleader. She pushes. And she kept saying, you got it, Rosalind Cole. And she kept saying, you got to do a talk show. And let me say this. My sister is a very devout Christian. And I always said, I call her a Christian's Christian. She is truly devoted in her belief in what she stands, and I love and respect her for that. She said to me, you need a show for the Muslim women. Talk to the Muslim women and let the rest of us see y'all. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Okay, I'm gonna do it. But you know how somebody believes so much in you, you almost have to wait to catch up to how they see you. It took a minute for me to see me like how she saw me. And I have to say this. She would call, Tabitha Brown was on TikTok with a sandwich. You could have bought a sandwich. Okay, Ross, I'll call you back. What sandwich? Where am I getting a sandwich? Why do I have a sandwich? Do I need a sandwich? Then she called back, Tabitha Brown's doing seasoning sauce. You could have did seasonings. Okay, I'll buy some seasonings. What do you want me to buy the seasoning? What am I doing? And she just kept trying to point out how she could see one person doing something and I see you in that light.
Mm-hmm.
And I would watch Tabitha Brown. I'm like, I can't do that. Okay, I might could do some of that. I can't do all that. And I had to get and see myself like she saw me.
Oh.
And then I spoke to another sister, Sister Letitia, another shout out. And she was basically like, you got to get your foot out your own way.
Mm-hmm.
You are blocking you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to later save what those hurdles for, because I had her laughing on all the list of things I needed to do first before I got to get my teeth done. I got to get my face clean. I need more clothes, Sister Letitia. You don't understand how many uniform garments I'm going to need. And I kept giving this list and listen. She said, now how many years is this going to take?
Right.
Okay, maybe we'll just jump out there. So I thank Allah that support system.
Mm-hmm.
I thank Allah that it's not limited to, because the world see our class.
Mm-hmm.
And the world want to hear from us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's not limited to just mine's number 1, mine's number 5, not mine's number 6.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a world
Yes.
that would love to see us.
Yeah.
And they would fall in love with us, I think, if they knew us.
Mm-hmm.
I went to one job, she said, a lady at my
Big
job.
sister.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. One of the ladies at my job said to me, I didn't know Muslim women can laugh.
Really?
But what has the media portrayed of us?
Mm-hmm.
What image have they gave?
Mm-hmm.
And how do we break that up?
Mm-hmm.
Sisters,
You know, I did concerts twice
Yes.
a year for 20 years.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
awesome.
And people would say, I didn't know Muslims could sing.
mm-hmm.
Whatever Allah gives you, what talent, I'm a firm believer in the 10 story of the 10 talents.
Right.
If Allah gave me 10, I would use all 10. I don't want him coming back taking none. She does. But the thing is, I went somewhere and I was dancing. I mean, we don't shake your booty and all
Right.
that kind of stuff, but we dance.
Right,
Yes.
and enjoy it.
And yes, she
Yes.
ballroom
Yes.
queen, right?
Oh, yeah. She was teaching classes. Remember we
Yes.
Yes.
just see a
But people don't know we do
I
these
enjoy
things.
it.
Yes.
So
I
one
still
of
do.
One of the things that I've always wanted to show the young people,
Yes.
Islam is not restrictive.
It's freeing.
Freeing. It's
Yeah.
about how you do. Because one of the concerts, Brother Dawood and my daughter Saber and Tahida, they were going to rap.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dawood's mother was kind of concerned, what are they going to wear?
Mhm.
Right.
So I went and found them this nice little pantsuit where the girls, it came down to the knees
Right.
and it had a hood.
Mhm.
And they rapped and they were great.
Yes.
But the point is, we cannot let our children think they're missing anything
Exactly.
because they're Muslim. Because the reality is, you're getting that plus some.
Right.
Because
Right.
you're getting civilized behavior and enjoying. Young people today, they miss out because they don't know how to just enjoy.
Yes.
Enjoy life. And you know, you
Right.
go someplace and all they want to do is sit around and drink. They don't even have talk to
Yeah,
each other. They
right.
don't know how to dance.
Looking
We
for
have-
liquor to give them their joy.
Yeah.
We can just laugh and sit with each other and talk and get all the natural high
Uh-huh.
mean,
Yes.
that we need.
So we want all young people to come join us
Yes.
because
Yes.
you have more fun and enjoy more things in life. You know, and think when we're talking about children, my daughter, she's really, really good at finding good things for young people.
Yes.
She has children.
Mhm.
Activities.
Activities for them to do.
Mhm.
And I said, okay, I think she got that for me.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so then the people want to come with her because she's going to take the children
Yes.
to
A nice, fun place.
the maize farm and all this kind of
Mhm.
stuff. I said, and I'd be surprised too, where'd you find this? I never heard of this place. But young people need to know there is fun to be had. There's joy to be
Right.
had. They need to come join on.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Yes.
No fighting, no killing,
Mhm.
no drinking, no smoking weed. Good, wholesome
Natural.
fun where you're going to enjoy and want to do it again.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was talking about the fun and enjoyment and
The children.
Oh, well, I can say I can say to that.
Well, I heard
In
Brother
regards-
Rory say that the restricted, you know how we have a restricted law. He said it's not for you not to have fun. It's to protect you while you do
Have fun.
Exactly.
So
Absolutely.
you know, you do have fun. You know, in our
In our life.
in our lives. So I could, you know, just to add to that, and you know, I look at like my daughters and stuff. Just doing the work
Yes.
is fun.
It
You
is.
know, just going on posts, and even when the little children have their little posts and they think they're in charge of something, it's so fun.
Well, they in charge of something.
Yeah,
Right?
The
They be in charge.
The minister even defined having fun and closing the gap.
Mm-hmm.
And for us to how we look at fun. You know, we have now trained, this world has given us this warped idea
Wicked.
of fun.
Wicked.
Very wicked. But when you look at even at Sisterhood, when we have Vanguard retreat, there's
Yeah.
fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When we go to the farm together, we're having fun.
We're having
Mhm.
When
Just
we
traveling
together and do
Mhm.
traveling. And that was also a binding effect when I first joined the nation. Minister Farrakhan was on Stop the Killing tour.
Mhm.
And you didn't even have time to bicker and really disagree
Mm-hmm.
because we don't know who we're going to be in the car with and have to share rooms with because we all got to go and soldier and secure the next location. So it created a bond because I know I had to count on my sister. My sister had to count on me.
That's right.
And we would be in a car 6 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours. We drove from Detroit to New York.
Mhm.
So you had to connect and bond as a sisterhood, and there was a trust factor with it. You know, I want to bring up one other thing before we close out. We know there's a saying: "A nation can rise no higher than its woman." We know we have been taught that a nation is judged by its woman. We're in 2022, on the verge of going into 2023. People will be making New Year's resolutions. Where do you see us going as a nation of women, as a nation, as sisters? Where do you see us going? And how do that reflect in our everyday? A nation can rise no higher than its woman.
Well, I would like to say that this, even now today, is a beginning of where we're going.
Yes.
You know, so everything that we do from every day that we wake up, it's where we're going.
Yes.
And to see you stepping out, to see other sisters stepping out, to see our sisterhood stepping out with just even the different things that we do, from the I deny to cleaning and
Yes.
sharing. It's only let's get it clean. It's only getting bigger, and they're seeing us. They want to see us. They ask to see us. So we don't have a choice, really.
No.
So all of the foot in your way, Allah's gonna make you move it out of your way.
That's right.
You know, so when you kind of like introduced me and said, this is really kind of like before the showing, and you said you don't know how phenomenal you are. That hit me. You know, that hit me right here, because I think with each of us, we have something that we're holding back from the world.
Yes.
And Allah is making us to step out and do and see. He's like, I don't know. Get out there.
Yes,
I've
ma'am.
said you can do it. And he's giving us the way to do it. So when you said that, it really hit me. So we're going out there. We don't have a choice.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't have a choice. And it's not, you don't have to go dragging your feet. You don't have to go with being sad about it. It's actually a celebration.
Yes.
Go with celebrating
Yes.
yourself, celebrating your sisterhood, your womanhood, celebrating who you are, the woman of God. Stop holding back. So that's how this makes me feel, and what I see is nothing but good.
Yes.
There's
Wow, that
there's
was
nothing but good.
Beautiful. Sister Zora.
Well, as you know, we're planning a dinner.
Yes.
It's sold out, so I'm not trying to sell it. Oh, this is taped anyway. We're planning a dinner. You know, as an elder, you know, and we want our young people to take charge, take the lead. Young people for war, old people for council. So I really haven't done much since I had cancer in 2013. I really haven't done a lot. I think I did one concert after that, but that was it. So all of a sudden, I just got so sick of our kitchen.
Yes.
I said, look, I know how much money I want to give, and I can't just give it, so we're going to have an affair.
Right.
And so, plan this affair, it's sold out.
Praise
be
be
to
to
God.
God. Praise be
But
to
wait a
God.
minute. I got 3 more in my head that I've already asked people to help me with.
Oh.
Right.
So it's like you're saying we're being pushed out.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I didn't know I
Mm-mm.
was going to do this. I didn't know I was going to do the dinner on the 19th. And it's interesting that it's on the 19th,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
I didn't know that. And then some more started coming.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do this. And I'm going to get somebody to help you. You're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're being pushed out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like,
He
get
wants-
out the door.
He
Right.
wants us to show the world who we are.
Yes. And the
They
time is now.
And the time is now. So I expect great things. And as this world is coming down and they're attacking so many of us,
Yes.
people need to see you got a choice. You got an alternative. You got something else you can go to.
Exactly.
Because every time they do something to one of our brothers and sisters that's not in the nation, I always want to say, don't you know if you come join us and we can do this, this, and the other. But if we show enough of us doing, then it'll be easier
Absolutely.
to get others to join on with us. And I think that's where I'm at right now.
Praise be to Allah. Sister Terry.
Oh, that was beautiful. I can't say much after that. But one of the things that I look forward to is going to the farm. I always tribute the farm as heaven. You know, you can't bring nothing into heaven. That's why we can't bring our phones.
Right.
And we get the best out the best, and we just in heaven. It's a glimpse of what is to come. When I come home with my heavenly harvest, my family be on it. I'm like, this one minute fire, this is
Right.
garlic. You know,
Right.
that stuff that's so little to people is everything.
Yes.
Just the garlic and the onions and the heaven. And one thing that stands out is every time we cook, my family comes over.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We cook
Absolutely.
the best.
Yeah.
I don't care what if they don't come. I always have a Savior's Day for my family and the Holy Day of Atonement. They coming because we cook with the best, and they see the glimpse of heaven and love more than you realize.
Right.
When something goes wrong, they call us.
Listen,
Absolutely.
Really,
That is
when
absolutely
everybody,
true.
you know, when they was getting COVID, what do I do? Can I get a copy of that book?
Yeah.
Well, you need, you know, so we were their doctors.
Right.
We're saved them. We had a meeting. Me and my children had a meeting for survival and canning. They all came. I didn't even know. My aunt came with a list of stuff we could use, and we ended up having a good meeting for, you know, survival and this going.
Things
And it's just amazing when I see, no matter how much they fight with us about this and that, when things go down,
They call it.
they call us.
Yes, ma'am.
We
Yes,
save them. You know,
Right.
we're even giving out boxes and stuff. I give it to my neighbors. Or, you know,
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
I cook dinner, I'll give some to my neighbors. I get all kind of phone calls because we give them the best of who we are. And I don't care how much they think they're out there, they come because they know they're secure, they come for our safety, and they come for their health. And I think that is it's not the beginning, it's always been there. It's just getting more crucial. It's getting more crucial.
Yeah.
The doors are closing and we're the answer.
Yeah.
And they know it.
Yeah.
They know we the
You
answer.
don't have an option.
Don't
Right.
have an
After
option.
all
We're
else
the
fails.
answer.
Yep.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So I want to say thank you. I thank
Thank
you all
you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
You know,
We
I'm
thank
you.
so blessed.
Thank
Praise
you.
be to Allah. Season
Honored,
1, episode
honored.
Yes. yes.
you know, it's so, this was the perfect way, I think, to start it. Because this sisterhood lays a foundation. Allah says in the Holy Quran, I wrote down, I united your hearts and you became brothers, or you could say sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I united your hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And the minister talks about the heart not being necessarily an organ, but the heart is at the core of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And until we can get into a righteousness in our actions, our activity, and have real love for one another, we can't even start saying we're brothers and sisters. And I thought the minister words, I want to end with these words when he said, now God came to make us brothers and sisters. So the most important aspect to the mission, is to make us brothers, to make us sisters.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important aspect to the mission. So I thank you all so much for joining us today. I thank you for coming and being a part of the conversation. Again, we air every Thursday, 8 p.m. We hope to see you back next week, same place, same time. And we thank you again for joining us. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings to you and your family. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.